Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Young here and welcome to another Assassin's Creed 4 news update. It is March 4th, the date which IGN has prepared to blow the lid off the next Assassin's Creed game, so there is tons of new information to share. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. All this information comes from an interview with Assassin's Creed 4 director Ashraf Ismail. First, he talks a bit about the story and history of the game. As many of you may know, the game takes place in the early 18th century, a fascinating era of piracy. Now, this isn't Pirates of the Caribbean we're talking about. It is easy to picture pirates as something very fantastical, or as people who fight fantastical beings like the Kraken, or as people who find fantastical things because of their portrayal in such movies. But the developers of this game want to tell the non-fantastical, non-fictional story of pirates, the legitimate version. Now, of course, they will add their own twist to the history of pirates with assassins and Templars, but the game will give you a more authentic idea of what real pirates were like, what kind of life they lived, and what mark they left in history. So yeah, in other words, don't expect to battle Krakens. Real pirates are lawless men who took matters into their own hands to attempt a democratic government. They are revolutionaries, but these guys are pirates, so they partied and used their gold for pleasure and eventually failed spectacularly. As Ashraf puts it, Assassin's Creed 3 was the story of a revolution that succeeded, and Assassin's Creed 4 is about one that failed. At the core of this pirate story is historical figure and infamous pirate Blackbeard, along with fictional protagonist Edward Kenway. Edward Kenway is a British man who grew up very poor and eventually became a pirate. Now, unlike the stern Connor, Edward is a very charming and charismatic character. So, if he wants some vajayjay, he'll get some vajayjay. Now, before you say he is basically a British Ezio, Edward, due to the harsh life he lived as a child, also has these very selfish motivations, making him a good deal more reckless in his actions. He acts before he thinks, so to speak, letting his emotions and motivations get the best of him. He is very much his own character and a unique personality. I think it is good to bring back a more charming character. There aren't many who actually enjoyed Connor's personality. Now, where in Edward's life do players begin, you ask? The game begins with Edward already as a pirate, but he does not begin as an assassin. At some point, he will be approached by the Assassin Order and be asked to join their ranks. Edward is trained to eventually become the man we see here in the trailer, and throughout the game, you will see Edward internally struggle. As stated before, the man has a reckless and selfish side to him, which conflicts with what the Assassin's Creed asks of him, which is to be selfless. His transition from pirate to assassin will likely be one of the most interesting aspects of the character. We have talked a lot about the story of the past, but what of the present day? While the story of the past is a prequel, the story of the present is a sequel, taking place after the events of Assassin's Creed 3. How is this possible after what happened at the end of Assassin's Creed 3, you ask? Well, the main protagonist is an all-new character, and that character is you. Literally you. Since the game takes place in 2013, the actual present day, the developers wanted to further immerse the players in the game. In the present day, the player character is hired by Abstergo Entertainment, a subdivision of Abstergo Industries, the Templar company, to enter the Animus. The Animus becomes more advanced with each Assassin's Creed game, and now the Animus is advanced enough to allow anyone to use it to explore the ancestry of someone else. So while we are still experiencing Desmond's ancestry, it is the player itself who will be the hero of this story. That's kinda cool how you're experiencing Desmond's ancestry both on your couch and through the Animus in the game. So does that mean players will be able to customize their present day character, or does the present day take place in first person view? Meaning there's little to no assassin gameplay in present day, much like in Assassin's Creed 1. We'll find out eventually. So, enough story, let's talk about the world of the game. Right off the bat, Ashraf reveals the three main cities of the game: Havana, Kingston, and Nassau, which are the cities in big letters on this leaked map. Havana is the capital of Cuba, Kingston is the capital of Jamaica, and Nassau is the capital of the Bahamas. But there's also this massive world to explore with over 50 unique locations, which can be found by sailing the sea with Edward's ship, the Jackdaw. This form of world exploration is very similar to The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. If players see a beach that they want to check out as they're sailing, they can jump off their ship once they're near land, swim to shore, and begin exploring. There's no loading time, nothing that will detract from making this world a seamless experience. So, we have talked both about land and sea for the seamless world, but how long will players be in each one? According to Ashraf, the main missions will be 60% land and 40% sea. A huge portion of this game will take place in the sea, which is indication that they have really expanded upon naval combat and navigation, which leads me to my next topic, gameplay. Now, you all remember Assassin's Creed 3, right? The naval combat was one of the most praised aspects of the game by critics and players alike. Well, the developers for Assassin's Creed 4 are simply calling what we saw in AC3 a tease compared to what they have in mind. At the core of the new naval system is Edward's ship, the Jackdaw. This ship is your baby. You will have it right off the bat, and the ship will grow and progress with you. You will have the ability to customize and upgrade it, give it new weapons and defense, and you will have your own crew at your command. Edward himself will also progress throughout the game, of course. He will earn new weapons, armors, equipment, and upgrades that will make Edward all kinds of badass. And this upgrade system is all tied in with the hunting system. You guys remember the hunting system in Assassin's Creed 3, right? Well, it'll be taken to the next level in Assassin's Creed 4 with harpooning. That is right, folks, you'll be hunting creatures of the sea and going all deadly as catch, a feature which was actually teased by this screenshot. Now, as I mentioned before, hunting these creatures ties in with your upgrades. Examples of upgrades include his extra holsters. You start with 1, but you'll eventually be able to hold up to 4 holsters. A lot of people are asking, why the hell would you want to carry 4 guns? Keep in mind, these are not semi-automatic. This is the 18th century. These guns right here can only shoot once. Having 4 guns give players the ability to shoot 4 times successively and semi-automatically by switching back and forth between these weapons before having to reload. If you take a look at the trailer here, for example, he takes his 2 guns on the back, then takes the 2 guns on his chest and shoots again. 4 successive shots, 4 awesome kills. This 4-gun system is a first in an Assassin's Creed game and will open up some awesome combos and kill moves. The development team on Assassin's Creed 4 are also hoping to refine the stealth systems of the game. The detection system, for example, has been a big topic of contention amongst the community, and with Assassin's Creed 4, they are hoping to simplify the system so players know exactly what it means to be detected. They want the rules of being detected to be much easier to understand. Now, this doesn't mean making the game easier, just easier to understand. There are also these tropical jungle-like locations that will also serve as perfect places to engage enemies silently. The game director also mentions Assassin's Creed 1 and talks about how fans loved the assassination structure of that game. The game gave you one simple objective, and players could go about tackling it as they wished. Many players felt that Assassin's Creed 3 didn't have that freedom, that it held the player's hand too much. The game made players assassinate targets a certain way, and achieving things such as the 100% sync involved the game dictating the player's actions. With Assassin's Creed 4, they want to give that freedom back to the players. They want to give the players the tools they need and let them loose to find their own way to kill their targets, which I am sure many fans will be very happy to hear. Games like the recent Dishonored achieved this marvelously, so hopefully Assassin's Creed 4 can live up to this promise. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally everything about the game that has been revealed today. It's funny they never mentioned the underwater life. This screenshot right here shows the ability for players to momentarily dive into the water and see this beautiful world below the sea to find lost treasure. Oh well, regardless, I will not lie. While it may be too soon for another Assassin's Creed game, all this information has made me excited for this game. They seem to have learned from their mistakes from Assassin's Creed 3, and this new approach to the game has me very excited. Assassin's Creed 4 definitely has the potential to be amazing. It's now up to the developers to deliver on their promises. To be further updated on Assassin's Creed 4, be sure to join the NASIAN and subscribe to Younggear. I also cover other AAA franchises such as Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Metal Gear Solid, The Legend of Zelda, and much more. I also create game cinemas such as the Skyrim movie Dragonborn, coming out in summer of 2013. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the NASIAN, because every gamer needs a NASIAN. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much, and Young out.